Hey, it's me again, Matt. I said in my last video that my dentures fit right for the first couple of days, but they were obviously really tough to keep in. I had to, work myself up, you know, keep putting them in and keep them in as long as I could to get used to them. By probably the third day, I could keep my top in all day and it not bother me. Uh, Obviously, uh, the bottoms still was really sore because, like in the last video, I told you that the same day I got my dentures was the same day that I had my lower uh, teeth removed, the ones that were from here over, and I couldn't, put the bottoms in yet. It took me about 4 or 5 days before I could actually put them in and without them hurting. Uh, and just like excuse me, just like getting used to anything. Uh, Had to practice with them and get used to the feeling and holding them in place, and you got to train yourself on like how to even take a drink of something. It's a little bit different, especially if you're not using any kind of adhesive or anything like that. And if you like, there was a few times that I took a drink of something and I had to train myself not to drink that way because when it went in, a lot of people let it come in right underneath their tongue, right behind their bottom teeth. And when you do that with dentures, it's going to, if you're not using adhesive, that is, it will cause the bottom denture to float. It'll pop up, and it's very noticeable if you're like in a group of people or uh, even at the dinner table, which is not a desired effect. Obviously, I strongly recommend some kind of adhesive. Right now, I am using a paste. Uh, Not a big fan of it because of one prime reason. When they extracted my teeth, the front teeth, they were able to stitch up real nice and tight and everything. But some of the molars, where they were so big, if they would have sewed up the top of them with stitches, then there would have been an empty hole underneath them. So it's kind of me have to wait until my gums shrink down and take over that gap that is in uh, my mouth. So when I use the paste, sometimes it gets down in those holes and it hurts when I go to pull them out later that evening. And I'm actually probably tomorrow going to pick something else up. I've been using it for about a week now, just trying to test the waters, and I did the instructions of how to do it, and the instructions of how much to put on, where to put it, and all that. But no matter what I did, it still got up in, especially in the top molar area on both sides, especially on my right side. Uh, it gets up in there and it would hurt when I pulled them out. And I would spend 15 to 20 minutes in the bathroom, not only scrubbing my dentures and cleaning them off. Uh, Quick note, quick and easy way to get that off. If you actually use a Q-tip and roll it on the edge of the cream, because it's a tacky paste material. Uh, so you roll it and it will get most of all the uh, cream off of it. And then you use a little bit of toothpaste and a toothbrush and you can get the cream off of it. But uh, me spending 15-20 minutes in the bathroom cleaning my dentures, but it wasn't only just me in the bathroom scrubbing my dentures, it was also getting the cream out of the holes, and I tell you now, it was painful. And that's one reason I'm going to change over. But once these holes clear up, and they shrink back the way they're supposed to be, it will be, I'll probably end up going back to the cream. But as of right now, I can't do it any longer. Uh, I am still on soft foods. A couple days ago, I did go try and do a burrito. Uh, I felt like I was more tearing the burrito when I was taking a bite of it, uh, because I guess I can't put enough pressure on the bottom and the top because it's still really tender from the extraction, and I will have to work up to that. But as soon as I'm able to, I want to challenge myself every day to see what I can do to eat, because I would love to have a hamburger right now. Uh, just anything that I would actually have to chew. But I mean, because I'm drinking smoothies, pudding, soup, all soft, almost stuff you really don't have to chew to eat. Uh, but I've slowly worked myself up to harder things. Uh, I do have to say I tried eating the same day when I was eating burritos, doing chips and queso. The chips were a little, I don't know, challenging. That's probably the best word for it. Uh, but it still felt like I couldn't put down that much pressure because it was hurting so bad. But once those holes clear up and I'm able to bite down like I should with the strength of almost my old teeth, by that time I'll be able to eat anything. Uh, so I don't know. It's an adventure almost. Training yourself to talk. I still got a little bit of a lisp. Training myself how to talk. Uh, and everything from talking to eating, drinking. I mean, just everything that deals with your mouth. Uh, my last video actually talked about me training myself when I had my old teeth not to smile that big. And now there's a lot of times when I'm out in public and I'm talking to somebody and, telling either something funny that happened or they're telling me something like that, and I'm just totally cheesing all the time, and I just can't help myself because I'm loving the way I look. And not a lot of people, let me rephrase that, not a lot of guys talk about how they look and what makes them feel good, because it's not a masculine thing to talk about. Unlike women, they'll talk about, because they've got their hair, like their hair products, which guys do too, but they got their hair products and makeup and, all that other stuff. And the commercials and all that stuff, is pointed towards women. And it's not a whole lot of guys. So that's one reason I started this channel. On my, point of view is, if you're self-confident about your teeth, you're not going to smile. You're not going to, do anything that's going to bring attention to your mouth. And not a lot of guys think about that. Or if they do, they don't say anything about it because they don't want to be embarrassed, kind of like I was. But ever since I've got mine, I have been loving and smiling. I can't stop, and it's a huge confidence booster. And I can't tell you all enough how pleased and how good this makes me feel. My time's up. If you have any questions, comments about this video or the last one, which this one is a continuation, hit me up. Let me know. Thanks, guys.